guys, welcome back to my channel. I apologize because today is one of those days when your makeup's all done and my hair isn't done yet. We actually have our engagement shoot later today, which is why I'm half done. I'm saving my hair till right before we leave, so I've just got it up right now. But today's video is nothing to do with weddings. It has nothing to do with fashion. We are doing a weight loss update and also a what I eat in a day to lose weight. I know it's been a little while since I talked to you guys about my weight loss journey, how things have been going, and I figured it was time to kind of do a weigh-in and update you guys. So for my workouts, what I have been doing is I do my treadmill workouts. I also really like walking outside, so I sometimes do that too, especially when the weather started getting nice. You guys know we were all really staying inside because of the pandemic, and we still are mostly, so getting out to walk really like helped with my mental state and it's exercise. And then I recently also picked up a bike, and now sometimes we do biking. I think our longest bike ride has been 20 kilometers. We went all the way downtown from where we live. So while I love my hit on the treadmill so much for fat loss, and it is truly the best thing, I can't say anything bad about it, which is why you guys will see my weight loss is taking longer. Biking and walking are just a little more enjoyable because you get to be outside. I can also do them with Justin. So have I lost any weight? How much do I weigh? Blah, blah, blah. That is the main question. So I have been weighing myself for the last 3 years with the best scale ever. It's the digital body analyzer from Vanity Planet. So this, you guys, is the scale that I'm talking about. This is my baby. I have literally had this scale for over 3 years. I only just replaced the batteries in it. Justin also loves it too. Why I love this scale, not only is it really cute, this actually lives in our bathroom back there. That's why I had to go grab it. But you can set up user profiles on this. So Justin and I both have a profile, and that's great because men should have a different body fat in compared to women. Women tend to have higher body fat and stuff like that, so you can compare against charts. So for example, you guys can see here I'm 5'5.5", so I have my height in there, and then I also have my age as well as my sex. My age is wrong. I need to change it because I just turned 30 last week. Then it will bottom out. You stand on the scale and you want to make sure that your feet are hitting the metal parts because that is where you get your readings from. I guess it sends up pulses. And so it will show your weight, first of all, right here at the top. And then you will also get to see your body fat percentage, which for me is one of the best indicators of fat loss and weight loss, even if pounds aren't going down, especially if I'm doing muscle training. I can also see my bone density and my water weight as well, which again are two very helpful things. So how much does your girl weigh? I have actually put on 2 pounds. I know I was 165 when I started this journey. I am now 167, but my measurements have completely changed and my body fat has gone down dramatically, which is why a scale like this digital body analyzer is something that I highly recommend, because if I was just using one of those scales that only show pounds, I would be up 2 pounds and I would be going psycho. So I think it's really important to find other indicators for weight loss. Another thing that I do is also measure myself with a tape measure. When I started, my bust was 35 inches, my waist was 29 inches, and my hips were 42 inches. Yes, that was my starting measurements. Now, because I measure myself, my waist is now a 27-inch waist, so that's gone down 2 inches in the waist. I have also lost inches in my hips. My hips were 42 inches and now they're 40 inches, between 40 and 40 and a half, so I've lost almost 2 inches there too. I can also see from the body analyzer that my muscle has gone up too, so I am not too worried about the 2 pounds. I know that could be anything like water weight increase because I'm near my period or anything like that, but your girl is so excited. The scale really motivates me. I will leave a coupon code down below where you guys can get this because it's truly one of the most reliable and accurate scales. And when I measure myself or weigh myself, sorry, at the doctor's, it reads the same as on this scale, which sometimes it doesn't. And I figure if the doctor's is accurate, this has to be too. So I will leave a coupon code in the description bar where you can get this. And then as for measuring myself, I just measure myself with a regular tape measure. I picked this up at the dollar store and it has the inches on one side and centimeters on the other. And I just go around my body every couple of weeks and I will do measurements just to see what's happening. I'm also really excited because the gyms have just started to open up again. Another reason I haven't used my treadmill so much is that our neighbors below us complain because we live in a condo and you can hear the banging through the ceiling. But just because I try to be mindful, I'm so excited to get back at the gym just to really go hard on my hip because I know that's really going to drop the pounds and I'm super motivated. So all is not lost. So yeah, that's my weight loss update. Now let us get into the what I eat in a day. I basically showed you guys the meals that I was eating today and how I made them because I know I like to give you guys some great meal inspo for clean meals that also taste delicious and don't feel like you're dieting. So let's roll into that now. So I'm not really the biggest breakfast person, but one thing that I have been loving are veggie sausage patties. I have these 2 brands. The Hillary's are a spicy veggie organic patties. These ones are really good. They almost have like a chickpea kind of taste to them. You can can also see that one patty is only 100 calories, 4 grams of fat, and only 13 grams of carbs. And here are all of the ingredients down below. There's not a lot of funky ingredients in this one. They're pretty clean. I also have the Gardein breakfast sausage patties in the spicy flavor. These come in a spicy and sweet. So these are 65 calories per patty, or 130 for two. These ones you can see have a lot more ingredients in them. So I do actually prefer the Hillary's if you're trying to stay pretty clean, but these ones have soy protein in them. I just cook my sausage rounds in the oven according to packet directions on some foil for 10 minutes. And while that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and make my eggs. So I'm using vegan Earth Balance. I use this to make my fried eggs because obviously it's way better than butter or margarine for you. And I'm just cracking 2 eggs, and then I'm going to put you in slow motion because we all know how to make fried eggs. I like mine to be pretty runny. If I'm feeling a little carby, I will add some English muffins and make my own breakfast sandwich. But today I was feeling low carb, so I'm just having my egg and sausage. And you guys, here it is. Honestly, it looks like nothing, I know. I am not really one to be super hungry in the mornings and if I am, I will have oatmeal or I will have my Greek yogurt with granola. But this is 2 eggs and 1 patty. This will keep me more than full until lunch. And I like to save my calories kind of for lunch, dinner, and snacks when I'm way more hungry. Okay, so breakfast is done. Now time for lunch. One thing that I love doing is meal prepping my lunches. Again, this really helps me because it takes the guesswork out of anything. I never have those times where I'm like hungry in the daytime. What can I eat? Because my lunch is already made. So this is something I do on Monday. And this chickpea salad is literally one of my favorite things. It uses shawarma spices, so it really spices the chickpeas and then you roast them so they're crispy. And this is so filling and so delicious. I put my family onto this. I put Justin onto this. It is everything and super simple to make. You only need half an hour and then you have lunches for the week. So let's roll that. So you're going to want to add your chickpeas that you've drained and rinsed really thoroughly to a large bowl. And I'm going ahead and adding about 1.5 tablespoons of shawarma seasoning, and then a little bit of salt and pepper, and then 2 tablespoons of olive oil before mixing this together. I buy my shawarma seasoning at Bulk Barn, and I know you can buy this at some grocery stores, but you can also make it. I will leave in the description bar below what you need. And then I just add this to a piece of parchment paper and just spread everything out so nothing's touching, along with these garlic cloves here. This is about 5 or 6 garlic cloves that we're going to use in our dressing. I add a little bit of oil and put them in some tin foil and wrap them up to make a nice tent. And I'm going to roast these on the same parchment paper pan at 425 degrees. Both of these will roast for 25 to 28 minutes. While the chickpeas are cooking, it is time to prep everything else. These are my favorite pita breads because they are 100 calories and 22 grams of carbs for one. And this makes my croutons for the entire week. So I basically cut these up into squares. I'm adding a little bit of this garlic and herb seasoning to them. And I'm also going to add another teaspoon or tablespoon of shawarma spice. And then a tablespoon of olive oil. And I will mix these all together. I'm going to go ahead and put these on another pan that I line with parchment paper. And I'll put these in the oven on the top rack at the last 5 minutes just to cook them up. So while everything is cooking, I also prepare my veggies. Honestly, the hardest part is just doing all the prep work, which is really easy. So I'm finally chopping up some red onion. Red onion is my favorite, so I do quite a bit of this. I'm also taking a cucumber. This is about half a cucumber, which I will cut into quarters and then cut into little half moon shapes as well. And then I'm also taking some grape or cherry tomatoes, whichever are your favorite, and halving these. I'm taking green onions as well. This was a little bit of an extra step. You don't have to do both types of onions, but you girls extra. And then I'm just going to mince some parsley. This is fresh parsley that I've been growing in my backyard to top this with. And so they should look a little something like this when all of your veggies are prepped. When your chickpeas come out of the oven, they should be roasted and crispy and look a little dark and golden like this, while our pita breads should also look golden and crisped up like this as well. Really delicious. I didn't get a shot of me taking my roasted garlic cloves out of the oven. The camera wasn't on, but basically I add them to the bowl and smash them with a fork. And to the bowl, I will be adding white wine vinegar. I add 2 tablespoons of this because this is what makes up our dressing. I'm also adding 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of water, a half teaspoon of brown sugar, and I will mix this together. It looks kind of disgusting, but this is actually going to be our dressing. So I just mix it in the bottom of the bowl, and then I go ahead and add all of our veggies in. So I'm adding our chickpeas as well as all the veggies and the parsley that I chopped up earlier to the same bowl with our dressing, and thoroughly giving this a mix and combine until everything is all mixed together and coated with the dressing. It should look a little something like this. You can see the rainbow colors really nicely coming together. So you guys, this is my lunch. This has been my favorite thing to meal prep for the last couple of months because it is super easy and delicious. I got about 4 or 5 portions out of it, and it's got a load of veggies. I do get the chickpeas in there, which are really delicious. They add a little bit of carbs, which keep you full. And I also like to do feta on top of this usually, but I'm just out of feta at the moment, so I'll sprinkle some feta when I get some. But this is delicious, fresh, low calorie, and super nutritious. Oh, you guys, even just looking at that lunch, because I didn't have it this week, I made something else, makes me miss it. I've literally had it every day for the last month. So this is the first week that your girl has, I'm a creature of habit, okay? Next up, we have dinner. And I know sometimes you guys can think chicken breast can be boring, which is why I like to show you a lot of different ways that I dress up my chicken or I eat chicken breast to make it a little bit more exciting. And this is called grilled California chicken. You guys, do not sleep on this. This chicken is delicious. I did make it with some little mini potatoes, roasted potatoes. I will always count out my servings of potatoes. I do allow myself some carbs because what is life, and I just like potatoes. If you guys like avocado, if you guys like balsamic vinegar, and you guys like that fresh basil taste, this one is for you. Okay, so let's get started with seasoning our chicken breast. These are just some organic lean chicken breasts, and I'm adding them into a little Tupperware here. I've also got all my seasonings out. So I am seasoning with garlic. This is about 5 to 6 cloves of fresh garlic that I am putting in here. I'm also putting in a 1/3 cup of organic honey. I'm also taking a couple of tablespoons. I think I'm doing 2 or 3 tablespoons here. Nope, just 2 of olive oil. And then I'm also doing a 1/3 cup of balsamic vinegar. And then I'm doing 3 tablespoons here of Italian seasoning, and then some salt and pepper to taste. And I'm just gonna combine everything here. You can see this is how it should look. I give everything a nice shake. And what you really wanna do for this to taste the best is leave this in the refrigerator to season and let the flavor seep into the chicken for about 4 or 5 hours. So I did this in the morning, and now this is the evening, so we're back to create our sides. I'm doing some roasted potatoes. So literally all I do is chop my potatoes into cubes. I'll throw them into a bowl with whatever seasonings are my favorite or that I want at the time. Normally I do garlic. Here I'm also doing a little bit of rosemary and a little bit of fresh oregano and also some fresh garlic, along with about a tablespoon of olive oil. I'll mix that together, and then I'll put my potatoes on a sheet of parchment paper and roast them in the oven for 30 minutes at 425. Super, super easy side. When we are ready to cook our chicken, you can see how it looks once it's marinated. It's way better. So I'm adding this to my cast iron pan. I would add this to a cast iron pan with no grooves if you were making this. I learned my mistake just because the honey really kind of makes the chicken stick, as you can see here, to the grooves. I was still able to turn it, but you know, word to the wise, learn from my mistakes. And I'm just cooking this on each side until it's cooked through. It took about 6 to 8 minutes per side. While my chicken is over there cooking, I'm going to make our avocado salsa topping. So I am taking some Roma tomatoes right here and just chopping those up. I'm also finally chopping up some red onion. And then I'm taking our avocado and just doing some vertical and horizontal lines to make cubes out of our avocado. And I will scoop this into a bowl along with the tomatoes and the red onions that we just had. I add in to this a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper, as well as some fresh basil leaves. I do a lot of fresh basil because this is everything. I've been growing my own basil and it is everything and more. So once you've added your salt and pepper like I'm doing here, I mix everything together. You don't need any olive oil because the tomatoes add a little bit of juice, and so does the avocado fats to make everything kind of smashed. Once your chicken is cooked, I add a little bit of mozzarella. This is shredded mozzarella, and I will broil this in the oven until that's melted. Once your chicken has melted, the cheese on top, I add our avocado salsa topping. I added mine on top. I think this tastes the best. Justin likes his on his sides. Don't listen to this. Add your salsa to the top because it makes the dish. And you should have a little something that looks just like this. So I like to have my avocado mixture on top of my chicken.
But Justin does not.
Oh, I forgot one more thing.
Look at how she's lightly drizzling that.
Top it off.
That's great.
With some balsamic
That looks
glaze.
great.
Literally, you guys, this grilled California chicken was a hit. I also made something really similar this week if you guys want to see it. Some margarita chicken with a different topping. But topping your chicken is where it's at. It makes it anything other than boring. It takes grilled chicken from just, you know, regular grilled chicken to next level. And you're getting your healthy fats in from the avocado and getting some greens in too. So yeah, guys, that is my weight loss update, as well as 3 recipes for you, my what I eat in a day. I definitely will be back really soon with more updates. I'm going back to the gym tomorrow actually for the first day, and I'm gonna film that. My first time working out since quarantine hit in a public gym. So I'm really excited to bring you guys along, and I will see you guys really soon. Bye guys.